So, um, I thought I would share a little bit about my evacuation experience, just because this has been on my mind for a few weeks now, just because, yeah, something struck me that made a very big impression on my mind. So, just a very brief little bit of background about our evacuation experience. Yeah, it was a few weeks ago. There was this huge wildfire, like 4 to 5 miles behind the Abbey. We had to evacuate, and we had been evacuated for 1 week. And so during this time, I was evacuated with six, or maybe it was five or six other monastics and residents at a very kind lay friend's house who offered to put us up. Um, so something that really surprised me during this whole evacuation was the encounters that our group of monastics experienced out and about. Um, we crossed paths with people at the park, at a grocery store, um, and it was kind of incredible. So I'll tell you these experiences. I thought it was incredible. Um, so the first experience that happened was Dronsel, Geshe-la, and I went to Fred Meyer's, this grocery store, just to take a walk, just to get out and get some fresh air. It was huge, by the way, so you could definitely take a long walk there. Um, so I was there, and anyway, Geshe-la, something happened to Geshe-la where, I think I have the story straight, where a couple came up to Geshe-la and they wanted to make an offering to him. They said Tashi Delay, and they bowed, and they made a very generous offering. And he came back and told me this, and I was really surprised because, Fred Meyers of all places, like, wow, that's kind of amazing. I wouldn't have guessed that that would have happened. I mean, that just showed me that the conditions came together. If Geshe-la had not been there, this beautiful exchange might not have happened. Another experience was when Venerable Lomsel and I went to this big suburban park in our host's neighborhood, and we met a kind man named Ron. And he was with his little dog, and he just kind of stopped us and started asking many, many questions. And his questions were very insightful. They were very perceptive. And yeah, he really was curious about Buddhism. He wasn't a Buddhist. And so the next day, he and his wife invited us to the park, and they gave us fruit and they gave us tea, and it was so kind. So yeah, they gave us offerings, which was very kind. And yeah, I was struck by their enthusiasm and their generosity and their open heart. Again, of all places, like some big suburban park, like who would have guessed that? Another encounter we had, again, was in the same park where these two young missionaries came up. So they were both young and they were really kind, and they were so excited to see monastics. They had these big grins on their faces, and they just kept asking, "Oh my gosh, where are you guys? Can we have a conversation with you? We would love to keep talking with you." And we just invited them to the Abbey. So they said they'd come, so hopefully they come. But again, this was something that really amazed me. And then the last experience was a Tibetan woman who came into the park, the same park, and she kind of ran over to us, and she was very excited, and she just wanted to connect with us. She wanted to connect, and she wanted to talk, and she left us wanting to continue the connection. Pretty much all of these exchanges we had, people left wanting to keep connecting. They wanted to stay in touch. So yeah, this really made an impression on my mind because especially getting closer to ordination, it's just like, wow, monastics really can make such a huge impression on people. I guess, in ways that I didn't expect. And it also gives others just a huge opportunity to connect with the three jewels, which some of our teachers say that otherwise they wouldn't be able to connect with the three jewels in eons if, they didn't have this encounter. So, yeah, this just really moved me. I mean, with all these people we encountered, I saw their good qualities just come up. They wanted to be generous, they wanted to be open, they had respect. And some of them were Buddhists, some of them had no religion, some of them were of a different religion. But they were all very moved, and I was very moved. And this also shows me just the importance of, I guess, monastics every now and then, going out and making connections. So, not too often. Yeah. No discos. No bars. Yeah, you gotta choose your place. A wholesome place like a park. Or a grocery store, I guess. But so yes, this is just what I wanted to share with y'all, and I hope this happens again. I hope it would just be so beautiful to make more connections with people.